Emmett Till and I are cousins, and we traveled to Mississippi together. He just never had a dull day in his life, never had a dull day. Center of everything, stuttered all the time, not sometimes. Yet still, in his stuttering, he was always going to rise to be the leader of the group. If you weren't in Mississippi in the 40s and 50s, you have no idea what it was like. You had no protection whatsoever. You could be killed. The police could be with them. You couldn't call anyone for help. Black people lived under that fear, and they knew that they had no protection. And when I think about even them coming to the house that morning, 2:30 in the morning, it was a bad, pure terror in that house. It's just hard to explain. I can't find the words to explain the setting and what it was like in that house. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I closed my eyes waiting to be shot. They come in with a pistol in hand and flashlight. And then they got the image room. That's the last time that we saw him alive. At 2:30 on Sunday morning. The next time we saw him, he was in the casket.
And if the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have died.
Emmett Till murder was the fire that lit activism in America.
When we think about the Emmett Till tragedy and we think about Emmett's mother, Mrs. Mamie Till-Mobley, and her continued push for justice.
She made a decision that she didn't want to just take her son and bury him. She made a decision that she wanted the world to see the ugly face of racism and hatred. That decision is said to have become the catalyst that sparked the civil rights movement.
The important thing about having that story isn't to bring up the tragedy of the death, but to show resiliency, both of the system and of human beings. That's what it's all about. It's how we have overcome that. And there's no greater story than what the response to Emmett Till murder is throughout America and the activism that it's from.
The development or creation of an Emmett Till and Mamie Till-Mobley National Park is integral for this society and our country's continued efforts towards progression.
It's an American story, and it shows how far we've come and how much work we have to do.
It speaks to the human spirit as well, that we have an ability, should we choose, to never give up hope, to always pursue equity, to pursue, that which is right and good. And that's not always easy, but it's necessary.
We need to know that it did happen. We need to know the truth about it, because if you don't know the truth, you're subject to repeat the same thing over again. So we need those markers. We need that park.